Hi, everybody. Tim Keefe with Transform CX here. I want to take a few minutes today to talk about two big headlines, or really multiple headlines, but I think they're somewhat related here in San Francisco and the Bay Area and the tech industry as a whole. One, of course, is what's going on with Twitter. Really two things, massive layoffs. Clearly, seem very knee-jerk reaction, lay off half the people, the snap as it's being called, only to wake up the next morning and go, maybe we needed to keep some of those people, keep the lights on. Obviously, a tremendous impact to the morale of the organization. And I think that's tied to the other headlines that we see. Obviously Meta making similar decisions to lay off massive numbers of employees, large statements about mismanaging growth. And while that's important and it's great to see CEOs at least acknowledge that they own that, it really doesn't do much for all of those employees who no longer have a job, right? Maybe they're getting a severance package, and I hope that's the case. Isn't always the case. But important that we recognize that, and by the way, people have memories. And I know also at Twitter, the remaining people are being told, come into the office, or if you don't come in, that's considered a resignation. Many people had relocated, especially when the company under the previous management had a work from anywhere policy. And what they were really focused on was encouraging people to do the right work with the right deliverables. Whether or not they come into the office seems to be secondary to the right outcomes and the right deliverables. So I know this is a controversial topic, and I know, not all of the people I talk to agree with me on this. And it's easy again for me. We have a much smaller company. We've been virtual for over 20 years, close to 25 years at this point. We feel like we have a good handle on how to manage in that environment. We know how to respect people's time and to take care of people and put the emphasis on the outcomes, the real contributions and deliverables, rather than a checklist. So just some short comments on this. I do think that large knee-jerk reactions are terrifying to the employee base. Yes, we may be in a position now where, maybe the great resignation is backing off, that there are fewer opportunities out there. I don't know if that's actually true. I've seen articles saying that only 1 in 7 jobs now say remote work associated with them. But when I talk to companies, they often have a location next to a job. But when they get down to it, for the right person, they're going to do the right thing to keep the right person. So again, broad swath things I think are challenging. The other thing too is if a company develops a reputation for that kind of knee-jerk reactionism, we're going to lay off lots of people. We mismanage the growth, and therefore our employee base is going to be punished for it. People remember that, and it impacts the reputation that people have. And it also impacts your future ability to bring people in, because when you get back into growth mode, because we will be there will be growth, there will be new opportunities, new ways that we want to develop business, new lines of business, new products. When we try and attract the right people into that, what are they going to remember? They can remember, wow, this is an amazing company that I want to be part of, that I will find that I contribute and enjoy what I do and who I work with. Or they can remember that what seemed like in a very short notice period, 50% of the employee base was let go. Anyway, just a couple of things to think about. In some cases it may be too late, but as we've talked about on previous videos, if you believe that you're in the wrong position growth-wise and resource manage, I would strongly recommend that this be done more surgically, that you get work to keep the right people that you're going to need for expanding in the future. And if you got people on the bubble or people that are underperforming, those are the people that maybe you should be moving out or working with, depending on your company culture, where you are, the legalities of all of it. Anyway, thanks for listening. This is Tim Keefe with Transform CX. Thank you.